This video is brought to you by my latest book, How to Play Melodic Rock Lead Guitar, a comprehensive guide to doing exactly that, playing melodic rock lead guitar. This is not just some collection of scale patterns and tabs, although you do get plenty of those, but you also get an entire chapter on how to come up with your own licks, as well as video content, tutorials and demonstrations, loads of jam tracks, and all the way through I'm encouraging you to expand your fretboard knowledge and showing you how you can think in a more musical and melodic way. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That little demo tune there is illustrating something that is, I think, of massive importance in pretty much all fields of rock music. It's not just a lead guitar thing, it's a rhythm guitar thing, it's a bass thing, and it's quite often a drum thing as well, although the drums weren't partaking in it there. What am I talking about? I'm talking about pushes. A little rhythmic trick, because Wednesday at the moment we're talking about rhythms and understanding them, being able to count them, and a little bit of what they look like written down. Rhythmic pushes. Rock music wouldn't sound the same without them, and that's what we're dealing with today. So here's some information on what they are and what they sound like and what they do to the feel of a piece of music.
Here is the explanation.
Right, so put simply, a push is what happens when a note or a chord arrives early. The most commonplace type of push, and certainly the type that I was using in that little solo earlier, was the eighth note push, where basically a note or a chord basically arrives an eighth note early. So if you've got something that's due to arrive on beat 1 of the bar, then make sure it arrives early, so it arrives an eighth note early, so that's on the and of beat 4 in the preceding bar. Let me show you what that sounds like. If I've got a metronome here at 100 beats per minute, which is a bit slower than the track you heard earlier, but it'll allow us to hear it a little bit more clearly. If I just take the first part of the riff that the tune kicked off with, which is open A string, 4th fret on the A string, and then D power chord. If I play that without a push, it'll sound like this. But it doesn't sound like that, it sounds like this. 2 and 3 and 4. So that's how it's kind of going. What I'm doing is I'm arriving on the destination note in the run, if you like, or the note that I'm aiming for, on the and of beat 4. I'll count it, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and so on. Okay. If I was to play it, I'll play it with the push and without. Okay, so let's do it without first. It's going to go like this. And so on. You get the idea by there. Now let's play that same thing, but with that eighth note push, where we're kind of coming in on all of the strong notes half a beat early. and so on. I forgot where the riff went after that, so I only recorded it 10 minutes ago as well. Memory like a colander. So that is what a push is, and it gives a real sense of urgency and a sense that you're driving the music along. If we just take a look at this here, this is the tab for the bass line. By now you should recognise that we've got lots and lots of eighth notes here. So you can see that this note here is beginning on the and of beat 4 in this bar, like the pickup bar. And then, so that's and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and that's that B flat note there is landing on the and of beat 4 in that bar. That G note is landing on the and of beat 4 in that bar. And you see these lines which are kind of crossing the bar line. These are called tie lines, and they are just there to indicate that this note here, which begins on the and of beat 4 in this bar, is actually lasting until the downbeat of 1 in that bar. And then the same thing here. This D note here, which is landing on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and of this bar, is tied to the downbeat of 1 in the next bar. So there's no new note actually occurring on that beat 1 of that bar. It's just that this note here is sustaining into it because it started half a beat early. That is the essence of what a push is. And you find them everywhere. You find them in the music of Thin Lizzy. Scott Gorham was once interviewed in a guitar magazine. What do you think was the defining feature of Thin Lizzy songs? And he could have obviously said something like twin lead guitar harmonies or whatever, but he said pushes. And when you listen to a song like The Boys Are Back in Town, it's full of them. I'm not going to play it here for copyright reasons. We don't want to upset the copyright wombles. But that famous intro riff actually starts on the and of beat 4 rather than on the downbeat of 1, and all of the chord changes that follow do the same thing. They're beginning that half a beat early. You also hear it in Sultans of Swing, in that, again, I'm not going to play it, but the sort of descending riff that happens between the verses. The D minor to the B flat chord, that is happening on the and of beat 4. So it's a push. They're an essential part of what makes rock music work and sound like it's got a sense of drive and urgency about it. And if you know about them and if you know how to do them, then, they are a very valuable tool in the box. So well worth investigating. Anyway, that's Pushes. Now you know all about them. Go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab for that tune that we kicked the video off with in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and a jam track to play along with yourself. As always, that's up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description, as I'm sure you know by now if you're a regular viewer. $3 or roughly £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive, massive thank you to everybody who supports me in that or any of the other ways, including the Tier 2 Patreon, which you get all of the tabs and jam tracks and other stuff I've just mentioned, but you also get a weekly reaction video up on Patreon, and a weekly blog post, and a twice monthly Zoom hangout with me and the other Tier 2 chaps, and that's I think $6 a month. So thank you to everyone who supports me in any of those ways. Books, courses, all that sort of stuff down in the description. Massive, massive thanks to everyone. And that is the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful and informative and perhaps even entertaining in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. And of course, don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and chat. Basically, it's just beer and chat on a Friday. It's no more complicated than that, and it is a fantastic way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.